Yes. Good morning, good morning, good morning, my great people. Happy New Year to you all. I hope that from wherever you are, you're having such a great time. Your year has begun in earnest and you are ready to go to the great levels to achieve what you need to do. So, as you can see, I am reading my first book of the year, which is The 1 Minute Manager. You know, and so why would I read The 1 Minute Manager with Ken Blanchard and Spencer Johnson? This is amazing because, like you have seen, seasons are about times and numbers. So when we are talking about a new year, a new month, a new week, a new day, we simply move from the milli and microseconds to hours, to days, to weeks, months. We go to years, and after years, we are talking about decades, we are talking about centuries, we are talking about millennia. All these things are about time bound specifics. And so, how do they affect you? How do they impact on the things that you need to do? It's simply about strategic planning. Time simply compacts tasks into very specific actionable steps that helps you to schedule, execute, evaluate, and report on a project. And that is precisely what this is all about. So, how exactly does time affect your planning? How do you look at your time and determine the things that you need to do? And remember, the 1 Minute Manager simply opens up a big opportunity for not just me, but everybody out there to be able to see how do they manage their time. What does time mean to you? What does it do to your planning, to your project, to your employment, whichever task you have? Everything is time bound. And so sometimes, as they say, we each have been given 24 hours of a day, 30 to 31, 28 or 29 days in a month, depending on the calendar year. We each have 12 months in a year. What do you do with your time? How do other people manage their time differently such that they achieve what they need to achieve and they go to the levels that they need to achieve? And so on this new year, I'm very, very excited to be talking to us about time management and the power of your own planning. Because strategic planning is a big deal. And if you do not plan, as they say, you plan to fail. So somehow, whether you plan or you don't, something is happening subconsciously. And that is what happens to you. Thanks to those who are joining. Thank you so much to my subscribers. Man, it's amazing. We've been able to move all the way from 200 subscribers, which I said took me a whole 13 years, to now we are at 602 and still going. So if you have subscribed to my channel, kudos, kudos, kudos. Because here we talk about personal development, we talk about leadership, we talk about growth, and we talk about entrepreneurship. Obviously, as they say, all work and no play makes Albert a dull boy. So I don't want to be a dull boy. I want to really engage. That's why occasionally I would put in my sports, mountain hiking stuff. I would put in a little bit of politics here and there, and it keeps on going and going and going. So what have you planned for your year 2026? And how has it been affected by 2025 and many other years that have come before that? Can you believe it, for those of you who are today 26 years, that just a few years ago, we were talking about the year 2000. We were talking about turn of the millennium, and many people came up with all manner of superstitions. Oh, the world was going to end, the computers were going to crash, this and that and that and that was going to happen. Today, where are we at? Today, it is a whopping 26 years since the year 2000. And so if it is 26 years since the year 2000 and you were born, today you are 26 years old. If you are 20 by then, you are 46 years today. If you are 50 by then, you are 76 years today. So the big question is, time is such a relative aspect of everyone's growth, of everyone's development. And for those of you who have joined, thank you so much. Please give me a thumbs up and let me know where you are watching this from. Say hello to me. Let's connect. Let's communicate. As I appreciate every single thing that you're doing. I can see so many of us on the live, and thank you so much. So we are talking about the issue of time-bound personal development. And time-bound personal development affects every individual specifically. You have to know your statistics. You have to know your figures. You have to know what you're passionate about. And when you do this, you plan everything into very specific segments and how you need to execute them, because that is what project planning management is all about. And remember, why am I putting this together at this very point? Over the last about 7 years, I have been very passionate about mountain climbing. Then I realized that the power of mountain climbing is so big in such a way that when you're going to do a summit, you prepare for it, you plan for it, and you ultimately execute it. And nothing feels more better than the day of the summit push. And so this year, like I said, I'm going to be focusing a lot on my principles of the summit push. And I have summit push lessons for teenagers, for couples, for CEOs, for managers. Every single level, there is a summit push principle that applies to what you're doing. So, have you ever climbed a mountain? Which mountain have you climbed, and how was the experience? On the comment sections, please let me know what your experience is. Which mountain did you climb last, and how did it all go for you? So, life as it is, every single day, we are summiting one mountain or the other. It could be the mountain of career development. It could be the mountain of health and nutrition. It could be the mountain of parenting. It could be the mountain of just getting your degree, your PhD, your master's. It could be the mountain of setting up a business and your desire to get it to succeed. It could be the mountain of looking for a spouse, a partner. It could be the mountain of dealing with addiction and alcoholism. Every single thing that we do has a target. And the target is either to succeed, the target could be to overcome, the target could be to grow. At every different level, you have a target. So what if you put that target as your summit push? You're getting it? Because for you to go to climb a mountain, whether it's Kilimanjaro, whether it's Everest, whether it is Enugu, there's a whole lot of mountains out there. But in your life, you are constantly climbing one mountain or the other. So where do we position ourselves in terms of time management into the aspect of professional program development? And that becomes the big deal in the whole of this process. So ladies and gentlemen, today I'm very, very excited to be bringing in that aspect of management. What do you learn? What do you benefit? How do you gain from it? And how does personal development, how does time management impact on the various things that you need to do? And like I said, this is my read, the first read of my 2026. What is your first read? Go to the comments and do let me know what is your first read of January 2026. So now back onto the core aspect of the live today. And like I said, let me know on the comments where you're watching from. Let me know what you're doing as a person, and let me know what challenges you've had in terms of time planning and management aspects. So today we are looking at it. And like I said, project planning is all about executing different aspects of and components of your daily life's chores into sustainable, successful undertakings. Everybody wants to succeed. Everybody is pursuing one goal or the other. So how does this work for you? What exactly do you do to be able to succeed? Have you carried any baggage or burdens from the past year that you do not know how to offload? How are those impinging or impacting on your flow into the next year? Because if you come with burden and baggage that you have not dealt with into a new season, January 1st, 2026 is basically a new season. Nothing much changes unless you categorize your programs into specific, measurable, attainable goals. So whether it is December, January, or March, time-bound activities are what makes us succeed. So people talk about goal setting. People talk about passion and purpose identification. Some people are starting, some people are at the next level, some people are scaling, some people are even shutting down. Now, the big deal of this is, regardless of what position you are in life, whether it is career, whether it is business, or it is personal growth at certain levels, everything is time bound. So at what position of career, of personal development, or of business are you at? What position are you at today? And have you been able to come down together to a point whereby you have specifically categorized your growth pattern? Have you allocated specific resources? And resources here means adding value to your personal self, adding value to your networking, adding value to resource mobilization, and adding value to targeted time-bound success models. Have you carried the burdens, like I said? Who are on your phone book that do not support your growth plan? What social media, what do you do on the internet every single day? Can you account for your time whenever you are online? Or are you simply moving from TikTok to Instagram to Facebook to WhatsApp to YouTube to Snapchat every single day? How is social media gobbling your time? Because trust me, that is the biggest challenge we each have as individuals. Addiction to social media. So my talk today is simply about you planning your time and knowing how the power of 1 minute impacts on the things that you do. Every minute that you spend of your 24 hours should account for something. Yes, even sleeping and resting and your me time. Your me time. You need your me time to just relax, where you are not on phone, you are not talking to people, you're not doing anything with yourself, but just taking it easy. But then, have you planned for your year ahead? Do you know what you'd want to be doing by March? Do you know what you would be doing by July? Have you even started planning for your Christmas season of 2026? Or you live one day at a time? The adage of living one day at a time is very key, but trust me, you live one day at a time only when you've planned for that one day. But if it is random, then random days are time wasters. If you do random things, it means that you have nothing substantial that you have set up for yourself. And if anybody comes in to consume into your timing, then you are easily available to go do what other people want you to do, because they have planned their timing. You have not planned yours. And so that means if anybody calls me today at 2 p.m. and says, Albert, can you come? We need to do ABC. I'll be on your way. But I do not want to be that person who is easily available because of lack of planning. In Kenya, we use a slang, we say, hauna form. Not having a form means you're just there. If anybody else gives you something to do, you're available. Planning starts from your time management. Planning comes from your vision alignment. And planning comes from understanding and realizing the number of things that you have as daily activities that you need to do. Does that mean that you should not be available for other people? No, that is not the whole idea. But it means that you need to have schedules, you need to have timestamps, you need to have your to-do list, you need to be able to know what you need to do. You don't have to operate like a robot. Oh, definitely. Some people have set up time such that it's so robotic, it is so mechanical that you are no longer human. But it's good to be human. It's good you have feelings, but have feelings when you are all planned. So again, thank you so much for those of you who have been able to join this live. I just wanted to introduce us to the book that I am reading for the month of January, because I've not been such an avid reader, but now I am reading. And so this is what I'm reading. You're getting it? So let me know what book you are reading for January. Let me know why you are reading that book. And let's keep on engaging and discussing. For those of you who have also subscribed to the channel, thank you so much. We continue growing as we are on the road to 1,000. And we will get to 1,000 with good content, with good engagement, with good people out there. So I want to continue and say that make sure that every single day you allocate the right time for the right things. There is time for personal development. There is time for relaxation. There is time for adventure, sporting activities. There is literally time for everything if you allocate it based on what you need to undertake. Remember, everybody out there is pursuing their own goals. They're pursuing their own objectives. And so, what objectives are you pursuing? Are you available for others who are building their own dreams? Or are you building your own dream also and finding synergy with the people who are building their dreams alongside yours? Who is complementing your dream? Who is complementing your vision? Whom are you walking side and side with so that you have shoulders of giants to lean on? All these are about specific planning and specific engagement. Because if you do not have something to plan for yourself, as they say, other people will use you and use your talent, use your skill, use your availability to build their own dreams. Is it wrong to build other people's dreams? Definitely no. But what I'm saying is very simple. You too need to build your dream. And that is what makes life what it needs to be. And so I appreciate so much everybody who has been here. When we're talking about time management, we are talking about planning. We are talking about deliberate and intentional models of making sure that you are managing your own self for personal development, for growth into your own future. And so, like I started by saying, everything is about time and numbers. Seasons are about time and numbers. The first day of the year is nothing but time based on numbers. But for you as a person, what have you planned to do over the next one day? What have you planned to do over the next 1 month? What do you want to achieve by 30th of January? Have you written down and managed aspects of what you did not succeed in the year 2026, such that you are aware of your shortcomings or shortfalls? You are aware of every bottleneck that you experienced, and now you are making it better. And when you continue to do these kind of things, regardless of what level of management you are at, there are always tasks at your level. You know, whether it's entry level, mid level, upper level, or the C-suites, you are always having tasks that you need to complete. And so today, I just wanted to give us an opening statement into time management, effective execution, planning, and re-evaluation, so that you are able to know that allocation of your time is what makes you complete tasks at the very best level. And each task you complete is a step closer to your objectives, your goals, your purpose, and your passion. All this work together. And so, ladies and gentlemen, start your day with a planned one. Start your day executing everything that you needed to do. Do not just be available for the sake of being available. Get a plan. Even if you think you failed in a project, re-execute it, re-evaluate, and restart it again. It is possible. It is doable. So I just wanted to thank you all so much for joining me in this live. It's been awesome hanging out together. I have videos on my channel that talk about different aspects. Please go and check them out. And we will be doing more lives as we move forward. Start reading, start executing, start planning, and everything will work according to purpose. Thank you so much. Have a happy new year 2026, and looking forward to talking to us, engaging us over and over and over as I execute the Summit Push principles. So what is your mountain? What is your summit principle? How have you adapted and created an opportunity for you to do great stuff? Looking forward to getting engaged, looking forward to climbing mountains together. Remember, whatever mountain you're climbing, push for the summit, and we will make it happen. God bless you. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye for now. Love from Nairobi, Kenya. See you again when we go live. Thank you.